Hi guys, Master here. I hope you're having a great day as always, and today I have a really fun video to do because we are going to be talking about the 2020 SDCC Funko Shop drop. More specifically, what went well, what didn't, and what we can improve in the future. However, it's not going to be me talking about it. I am actually going to be interviewing a friend of mine, Walker, who's actually on the site buying pops during the release, because I was not. So yeah, we're going to be doing a bit of an interview slash discussion with him over Zoom. So let's get started with that right now. All right, guys. So as I just mentioned there in the intro, we're actually going to be interviewing someone today versus me just actually talking about my thoughts on the whole SDCC release. So here we have my friend Walker, and Walker's been collecting pops for a little bit. He came in clutch with the DJ Rex pop from Galaxy's Edge for me last summer, which was awesome. And he's been on the channel a couple times. I think we did a at Icons mystery mini unboxing. So yeah, Walker, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I can share my insight on what I kind of thought about SDCC as well as my experience with it. Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, so I guess we'll get right into it. So we're just gonna be talking about, I guess, your whole experience with the Funko Shop and just maybe what they can do to improve it in the future. So to
Yeah.
start, I just want to just for everyone else, I guess, what pops were you actually trying to get off the shop this year?
Well, I was only trying to go for a few pops. I really wanted the Recyclops one from The Office. That was kind of cool for me, as well as the Dwight Wood doll and then the Jack in the Box pop. And
Right.
I actually collected more than I thought I would, but so I got the Dwight Wood doll, the Jack in the Box, and I did not get the Recyclops, and I also added a few. I
Yeah.
added both the toucans, so that's pretty cool as well. So overall, it's a pretty good haul, and I mostly got what I wanted to get.
Well, yeah, that's great. If I had actually been on the website myself, I probably would have gone for all those and maybe a couple more. But yeah, I was kind of busy that night, so I wasn't actually able to do it. So yeah, that's a great selection there. So I guess how I don't know how to really word this, but how did you plan to check out? As in, what devices did you use? Like a phone, computer, laptop, that kind of thing. How many did you use? That kind of thing.
So I actually got on the site a little bit late because I had like something going on at 5, but I was still
Oh,
able to get onto the site with my phone at first. And then so I put everything in my cart, and then it said like, "Oh, you're in line to check out." But that took like 15 minutes. So I was kind of getting worried about it. So I
oh
then
yeah.
resorted to kind of other devices like my computer as well as my brother's phone, just to, like, try and get as many devices as I could on the shop so I could try and get some of them, because I didn't really know what my phone was going to do and if it was going to like not load or something. So originally I was just starting with my phone, and then it kind of just went to a last resort type thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I feel kind of bad you had to go on multiple devices, but
All worth it for the pop.
um,
I really got the good exclusive, so it was all worth it.
right, yeah, yeah. I've heard a lot of other people have been talking in the community how, you know, how you have the inline to checkout system where it shows you that screen before you can actually type in your information and all that.
Yeah.
I've heard from a lot of people that it's not actually based on when you enter the site. So say you were right there at 5 o'clock, you have all your stuff in your cart at 5:01, then you press checkout. There's literally someone you could have gone on the site at 5:15, and you could have gone past that checkout screen before the person at 5:01. So
That's crazy.
that's
I
what
thought it
I've
was an
been
actual
hearing. So it's
line
kind
because
of
it said
random.
like if you reload the page or something that you would lose your spot in line, so to speak. So, which is maybe that explains why it took so long. They must have had like a random thing going on, I guess.
Right. Yeah. That's not something I really love with that.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay.
really like
Next
how the
question.
kind of when you put stuff in your cart, but then when you got to checkout, they possibly could be sold out. Like that's why I had the
Mm,
Recyclops in my cart, I guess, for like my one of my devices, and then it just kind of didn't have it when they checked out. So I was like, it showed like, oh, you couldn't buy this, and I didn't really like that because I put it in
oh.
my
Mhm.
physical cart, and then it just wasn't there, and I don't know, it just didn't really seem fair, but I guess it's just how it works, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I've never actually coded a website or made an online shop or anything like that, but I really wish there was a way that if something's in your cart, it's yours for a certain amount of time, maybe 10 minutes or so, then it goes back into, I guess, the general stock. I mean, for example, if you went to a grocery store and there's 100 people there and every Gatorade, each one of you wants a Gatorade. you all go into the store, you put the Gatorade in your cart, and then you pay for it. But when you're waiting to pay for it at the cash register, someone's not going to walk in from the store. Maybe there's the 101st person. They can't walk into the store and take the thing out of your cart and pay for them themselves. They
No,
have to wait
yeah.
and line just like everyone else with a product. So I kind of wish there was a way online where we could do that. So once someone clicks the add to cart button, it's that item is no longer available for someone else to purchase for a certain amount of time. I mean, obviously you don't want items just sitting in the cart for 2 hours or something while someone just
Yeah,
does
because
something else. But
I think that's a good idea, like a certain amount of time thing, because I've heard of other websites where they put it in their cart and then it's like they took up the site and then the site just said it was sold out when in reality they hadn't like technically sold all the product and it was still in the cart. So I think that's a good idea about like how you should have like a period of time where it's just yours, I guess. But I think it was really hard to judge on the Funko site, like, oh, how many do we have really? Because there were so many people online, it's like they just had to like kind of just wait to see like when people were starting to check out like what was available, I guess. So it's kind of a hard thing for them.
yeah, well, I agree. I guess we'll move on to the next question now. We kind of already touched on this a bit, but what were your thoughts about the overall checkout process?
Well, I didn't really
Not that
like how
broad,
long
but
I really didn't like how long I had to wait for like the oh you're in line to check out thing. Like I thought it would be a lot quicker. Like the whole process of the checkout thing like took almost an hour, which is kind of not really good for a sort of site like that. I mean, I wish they would have handled that better. Other than
hmm
that, like the whole checkout thing was smooth. Like once I kind of just got into the checkout screen, I didn't have any issues like loading like shipping rates, like the last Dwight with doll pop thing, like the shipping rates error. And then I
Oh,
was
you
able
didn't
to,
have that problem.
no, I did not have the shipping rates problem at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the only issue was just loading the checkout.
hmm
So it was
Yeah.
pretty smooth after that. I mean, I was pretty happy with the experience after that. It just took like I think it just took too long for me to kind of handle, and I had to just like wait around for it as opposed to just I was trying to get other stuff done too, but I just couldn't really I had to just put that on hold, I guess. So that was kind of the most annoying thing for me.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't obviously there, but I can see where you're coming from and all that. I guess on our next point, this isn't really as much of a question as more I just want you to react to something. So on Friday, which was about 2 days after the Funko Shop drop of SDCC Pops, Funko CEO Brian Mariotti made a public apology video addressing the issues with the shop. So let's take a listen to that.
Sounds good.
Hey everybody, before we start today's show, just a real quick apology for myself and everybody at Funko. I know there's been a ton of frustration on our online shopping experience lately. We have a new third-party provider that's been helping us try to better our shopping experience. But the amount of volume coming through the website in the hundreds of thousands of people at one time have broken the system multiple times. We are trying everything we can to get better at it. We know we're letting you down. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart. We are taking this very seriously as a company. We want to make this experience better for you guys. And I'm telling you right now, we're going to get there. So just thank you very much for your patience. And we are trying to make this so much better for you. Now enjoy the show.
All right, so you guys just saw the apology. I put it on screen. Both Walker and I have listened to it. Walker, what were your thoughts on Brian's apology? Do you think it was satisfying enough? Do you think they're actually going to improve this time? What were your overall thoughts about that? What he said?
Well, I like where he was coming from. I mean, I think he was trying to get the right improvements done with like the third party site and all that, which is good because people have actually had problems in the past with this. Like for example, the Dwight with doll launch, I guess, like the shipping
Mhm.
rates there. So I really think he was coming from like a good place with trying to fix the site before like the big release, so, like trying to kind of avoid any unnecessary issues. And I kind of I think I'm satisfied with the apology. I mean, I didn't really need an apology, but I think it was kind of it. He probably thought it was necessary, just like kind of make the community feel good again, I guess, about like what happened. And I think it just shows that they're like continuing to kind of just work hard to like improve the site for the future launches and all that. And I'm hopeful for that.
Yeah, I would have to. Yeah, I would agree with that. I understand where he's coming from. On one hand, I feel like they really should have had this together because with that Dwight drop, and I feel like they should have had enough time between that and the actual SDCC release to fix whatever issue was going on. Again, I don't have any idea how an online shop works with the code and just how it works, but I really feel like there's got to be some way they could have handled it better. And also, I don't really understand why they actually outsourced it to a third-party vendor in the first place. It just kind of feels like they're just randomly tinkering around with their shop. Like, for example, they got rid of that shop.funko.com site, and then before that, they got rid of they had a separate website, like funko-shop.com, I think it was called. But it's kind of that saying, if it ain't broke, why, what is it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like they had a perfectly functioning Funko Shop website, but then they went to this bad since they switched. So I don't really understand
Yeah.
why they switched and just created more headaches for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
don't remember any like big issues with the site for like previous like kind of bigger convention launches in the past. Like the errors just kind of started appearing like, with the main one was like the Dwight with Doll launch, and then it kind of occurred with this one. So yeah, I don't know what they did, but hopefully they can fix it.
yeah, I also I did feel satisfied with Brian's apology, and I really do hope they can get it together because, and especially hearing it from him, the really top of the company, kind of like you touched on this in your response to the video, but it really shows that he cares, that he took the time to make that message, even though it's only 45 seconds. I really think it meant a lot to a lot of people that he took the time to do that and really understands what's going on with his company and with his community. So I really think it showed that he cared about us collectors and really wants to make sure we have a good experience. So I'd have to agree with you. I'm really hopeful for the future.
Yeah.
That's actually a really great segue into my last question, which was,
Okay.
are you hopeful for future Funko Shop releases, just such as like the Dwight with Doll one, or the ones they release every Wednesday, and also future virtual cons? Because I'm pretty sure New York Comic Con, which is another big convention that Funko goes to with a lot of pops, that's also been canceled in person because of the coronavirus pandemic. So I just, to kind of end things off, are you hopeful that Funko can get their site fixed by then, which is around September, October, or not? Just what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think I am hopeful. I think their site was definitely an improvement from before, because people, once they got to the checkout, they could actually check out, as opposed to like, last time they just couldn't check out. So I think it was definitely improved. I think they have like the necessary time. Like 2 months is, a pretty good amount of time to get that fixed for the future. So I am hopeful. And I mean, I'm still going to collect the pops at the releases, even if it's going to take like a decent amount of time, because, they're still kind of nice to have. They're like, a good add to the collection. So, I mean, I know how it can deter some people not really wanting to get in the line and stuff about like trying to go in the shop, and like people might not want to do it. But I think for the more avid collectors and like stuff like that, that people really want to just kind of stick it out. But I am hopeful that they can fix it, and I think they will be able to. And I really liked this past online convention format, like how they had stuff on Instagram and Twitch and stuff. Like, I think that was
Mm-hmm.
very cool, and I really enjoyed the giveaways as well that they had
Oh yeah.
story on Twitch. Yeah, so that was really cool. So I think it was nice that they could pivot and kind of just get the virtual convention done, and I think hopefully they can have another one good convention for the New York Comic Con as well.
Oh, I'm 100% with you. They really stepped it up with the other activities besides the actual Funko Pop drop on Wednesday. So I was really happy to see that versus some of the other virtual conventions where it wasn't really as big. Like you said, they had the Twitch streams where they were giving away prototypes, which I actually myself tried to enter, but I didn't win anything because there was, I think, 4,000 people on there or something. But I also liked how they did that eBay auction as well, where they have all those prototypes and tickets to Fun Days next year. I thought that was a really fun thing to do. And then also on Friday where they revealed a bunch of new pops. So I thought that was a great thing to do because they couldn't do the actual convention. But
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, so that's all the questions I got for you today. Walker, thank you so much for coming on. I think it's really be great for everyone to hear a different voice besides myself talking about issues like this. So
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks
thank you
for
so
having
much
me on
for
the
doing it.
channel. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I could kind of share my opinions on that. Yeah, it was good.
No, we'll have to do this again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.